So I'm gonna take you guys through my pantry and kind of how I organize things during LEAP. So you'll notice there's a lot of stuff in the back that is not at eye level, and that is on purpose. So what I did is when I was organizing my pantry, all the foods that maybe were gonna be still okay for me to eat after the protocol, but I didn't really want to have it at eye level, kind of, you know, enticing me, I just pushed it all the way to the back so it's still there, right? And then all the things that I wanted to be reminded of for like healthy snacks or options, I kind of had it up at the front. Okay, so let me go through a couple of my favorites. So garbanzo beans, these are also chickpeas, you know, they're the same thing. And one thing that's really, really important as you're choosing items from LEAP, and I'll show you guys a little whoopsie that I had, is that, you want some peanut butter, Lila? is checking the label. So you want to make sure that all the ingredients are compliant with the list with your LEAP protocol, right? So for example, this one, the only ingredient is garbanzo beans and sea salt. All right, so I have some organic creamy peanut butter, right? The only ingredient is dry roasted peanuts. Almond butter, which is just dry roasted almonds, right? And I actually had bought this before the protocol, so I'm still kind of going through it. And then one thing that's been like a real lifesaver for me is these Enjoy Life chocolate chips. And the only ingredients in them are king sugar and unsweetened chocolate, right? Which are compliant with my results, so they work well. And a lot of times at night, I'll melt like maybe 6 of these dark chocolate chips and then mix some almond butter in it and kind of dip some strawberries in there as a snack if I'm kind of craving or wanting to do a dessert. All right, so I know we did a post on this tea earlier, but this kind of has been a lifesaver for me because during the first phase, I couldn't have coffee. So I was just having tea in the morning and it was actually really good and I really enjoyed it. Now that I have started phase 2, I was able to have decaf. And one thing that's really, really important when you're looking for a coffee, especially decaf, is making sure that it's Swiss water processed, right? Because a lot of times decaffeinating coffee can actually be full of lots of chemicals. So we definitely want to avoid that. Okay, so same thing, you know, a couple more things that I've been doing. These dates are delicious. You know, dried fruits go great with a nut butter for a snack. Have a little bit of Redmond real salt, which is my favorite salt. Everybody can have salt. We're not restricting salt from everybody. One thing, you know, just in case I like wanted a little bit of pasta, you know, this one's made out of rice and quinoa, so it's gluten-free. So it's been a really great addition. I can't have tomatoes yet, so I just cook it and kind of drizzle some olive oil, salt and pepper on top, and it's pretty good. It works really well. Oats are really, really important to make sure that you're looking at the labels too, because oats are naturally gluten-free, but a lot of times they're processed with other gluten-containing grains, right? So they can be contaminated, especially if you have celiac. So these are certified gluten-free, which is good. That way I know it hasn't been tainted with any gluten, especially since during phases 1 and 2, we don't typically add gluten to it. All right, and then the next one that I wanted to show you, this was a whoopsies for me. I just saw the almonds and I didn't think there was gonna be anything in there. And then I opened it and right before I ate it, I was like, uh-oh, there's some canola oil on there. And that's not part of the protocol yet. So that was a bummer because I was really excited to be able to eat these almonds, but I might just give them to my boyfriend or save them for later. And just have to get different almonds. The roasted and salted just sounded better, but I should have just gotten them plain and played it safe. Collagen peptides, because I can't have beef yet, I can't have these quite yet, but I can't wait to add them again when I start phase 3 and can add beef back in. Just a really great, you know, gut healing supplement, good source of protein. Love adding some collagen in there. So you see how I've kept everything that I can have kind of like closer to the front and then push the other things in the back. All right, so going through my fridge, all of the things that I kind of wanted to forget about. So a lot of these are like, you know, some sauces, there's some soy sauce in there, some coconut aminos. I just kind of left that on the side, that way I don't look at it when I open the fridge, and then all the foods in here are part of my protocol, right? So this almond milk is great. The only 2 ingredients are sprouted almonds and salt, right? Which is really good. You just have to shake it really well or else it doesn't mix very well. I don't typically drink juice, but for some reason, I was just craving something really fresh, and the only ingredients are organic oranges, right? So I did end up getting some orange juice. It's kind of like a treat since I've been drinking so much water. And I have some coconut water that I bought too. I probably won't be able to add that for another couple weeks, but it's just really good source of hydration yet. I love pineapples. They've been really, really great for snacks. So I've been eating these a lot too. And I just buy them pre-cut because they're easy. I have some eggs. One thing that was really helpful is I can't really add the yolk right now, so I just ran out of it, but I bought just the egg whites from Whole Foods, and the only ingredient was the egg whites, so that's been really helpful. That way I don't have to, you know, separate the yolk from the egg white, so that's been super helpful. Made some quinoa last night and still have some left over. Made that in my Instant Pot, so I know the only 2 ingredients are, or 3 ingredients are water, a little bit of olive oil, and salt. So let's talk about Spindrift, because these have been really, really great, just as added variety too. The only ingredients are carbonated water, raspberry puree, and lime juice. So this was a flavor that specifically worked well with my protocol. And it was great because I went to a friend's housewarming party, and you know, people had drinks and wine, and I actually just brought a bunch of these since I'm not drinking alcohol. Put them in a koozie and nobody could really tell. And one person did, and they were like, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "No," but then had to end up actually explaining what the protocol was all about. So you might get some questions as to like what you're doing, you know, why, and it was kind of fun to tell my friends and kind of clue them in as to what I was doing and the purpose. And I love the flavor of these, and I actually ended up leaving really hydrated. I had 4 of them in like 2 hours, so it was good. I got tons of water that day. And then I just got a big clamshell of organic spinach, just because it's really easy to add into different meals and get more nutrients. And I also have a little bit of ground lamb, and actually what I'm planning on doing with this is, and the only ingredient is, you can see here, ground lamb. And what I'm gonna do is make some burgers out of them with a lettuce bun that I bought here, and I think that'll be really good for dinner. Turkey burgers have been my go-to, but I'm kind of getting sick of them at this point. So what I'm gonna do is actually make just cook the turkey and mix it with that spaghetti and kind of make more of a pasta and veggie dish from that. Cabbage has been really great, and actually, fun fact, you can do both red cabbage and green cabbage on leap, and it lasts a long time in the fridge, so it's been really awesome having that around. I can add Swiss chard this week, so I can't wait to cook that. I'm gonna cook it with a little bit of olive oil and lime juice, so I'm definitely excited for this one. And then here I have one of my favorites. I buy the carrots already kind of pre-cut like this because I feel like it just makes it a little bit easier for me to throw it in the air fryer and then kind of make some carrot fries out of it. So I actually really enjoy it. And then I have some broccoli and then some bell peppers. So maybe I'll change my idea for the ground turkey and try to make some stuffed peppers or something like that with it. Definitely trying to pick my brain. So just one last stop is the oil. So I typically always have avocado oil, coconut oil, and olive oil. I swear I bought this like a week before I started phase 1, and like I'm at the bottom because I'm using so much olive oil, especially because, you know, I need that source of healthy fat for my meals. But as of right now, I still can't add these two, just doing olive oil. And then this is where I keep some of my produce. So I have some red potatoes, you know, some lemons, and then some onions. And then I ordered some Yukon potatoes, but Whole Foods delivered me sweet potatoes instead. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of these. I'll probably give them to one of my neighbors. That's one of my friends. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions. Welcome to my kitchen, and Lila and I hope you guys have a great day.